Why people in China can stay warm in winter without using heaters or air conditioners. They even eat ice cream indoors while it's snowing outside. Sounds crazy, right? But actually, it's all thanks to an old Chinese heating system called a ground fire bed, or Dihuokang. In some rural areas, you can still see it today. It looks super simple. There's just a small hole in the floor where people feed in some firewood. Once it's lit, the flames heat up a channel built right under the floor. The idea is genius. The hot air travels through a network of underground tunnels made of fire-resistant bricks, spreading warmth evenly under the whole room. It's basically a natural underfloor heating system. No electricity, no gas, just smart design. The best part, it's super efficient. A single batch of wood can burn for 4 or 5 hours, and even after the fire goes out, the floor stays warm for a long time. Since the smoke gets vented outside, the room stays clean and smoke-free. Before modern heating and electricity were common, this was how most northern Chinese families survived the freezing winters. And even today, in some old homes, this ancient eco-friendly invention is still quietly keeping people warm, proving that sometimes old-school ideas beat modern tech.
They say Korea invented rocket cars about 600 years ago, machines capable of firing 200 rockets at once with a range of roughly 500 yards, and the rockets would explode on impact. To test that story, the crew set out to recreate an original rocket car. Tori started by crafting 200 rockets from bamboo shafts and feathers, then built the propulsion units. 6 centuries ago, the propellant was black powder, and to get a 4-ounce rocket out to 500 yards, they figured you'd need about a 6-inch long paper tube packed full of powder. To be safe, they built 2 different versions and ran tests. As long as there was enough black powder, the rockets easily reached 500 yards. Next, they tackled the warhead. To make the rockets explode on impact, they added a small charge to the tail of the paper tube. The biggest challenge was launching all 200 at once. They built a wooden firing platform, strapped the powder-filled tubes to the rockets, then connected equal-length fuses together to form a chained ignition system. Foam dummies were set up at the 500-yard line. When everything was ready, Gran lit the main fuse. After a dramatic puff of white smoke from the cart, rockets streaked out one after another toward the target. A truly spectacular sight. But when they checked the foam dummies afterward, most were surprisingly unscathed. The rockets had landed behind the targets. The team concluded they'd misjudged the black powder charge, though that didn't undermine the experiment's main point. According to historical records, Korea once used about 40 of these rocket carts to defeat more than 30,000 Japanese troops, so the legend does hold up.